Morning, good morning. It's KickAss. Kylie, I have two of our top global leaders here with me, Mr. Jeff Ross and Mr. Chris Cummins, and welcome to our dream team, Hour of Power. So I know that there is a bunch of you watching the recording, so just want to give you all a big shout out for catching the replay. And wowzers, what an incredible, massive first week of DreamTrips 2.0 with our new Transform Plus membership. So we're going to talk about that today and the transformation trips. We've got our big DTA tonight with Johnny Rimbury and our owner, Mark Smith. But first of all, what I want to do is throw to our two incredible leaders that are online with me today, because they have some incredible wisdom to share with you. So first up, I want to throw to Chris Cummins. Now, Chris is a super successful businessman in his own right, and he's in his traditional business today. So when you see him share, that's why. And Chris, I absolutely love, he's got multiple businesses, multiple streams of income, but he always makes time for family. He always makes time for travel. He always makes time for fun. So absolutely love and adore this man with all of my heart. So Mr. Cummins, over to you.
Hi, everybody, and good morning. I'm sitting up here today in a daycare centre. We have a property facilities maintenance company, look after a lot of daycare centres. So we've got our books at the moment. So me and Jacob look after all the childcare centres with my son Jaden. That's in our normal traditional business. We also have a real estate company where we also buy and sell as agents for property. We also do a lot of investing and a lot of trading online. And the fourth business to it is actually DreamTrips International. And the reason they're a part of the whole process is that that's the lifestyle I want to build to. So that's what I'm currently building to at the moment. So for me, having that goal to build a team so that I can travel on a regular basis. I travel quite a lot now, but I'm going into semi-retirement. So part of my scheme is to get to a state where I do my holidays and travel around the world. And my real goal is to work and be back in Australia for 3 weeks of the month, and 1 week every month I'll be overseas. So that's what I've been currently working to. It's one of these businesses with DreamTrips International that you can put in the effort and you keep getting paid. So if you've got time and you can put 2 solid hard weeks into it and then build a team, and then you need to go and do something for a week or 2, then come back, it's absolutely ideal, because then you can build a business where you can fit it in around what you're doing. And it's almost like a side gig for me in a way, for the simple reason that I use the 2 or 3 different companies and then DreamTrips. So I make up times through the others. I make up passive income, and then I just travel. So DreamTrips is fantastic. The new systems they're putting into place to just make it's just a no-brainer for me. And what I find is that I can always come back to it. So I'll go and do stuff, then always come back to DreamTrips, because DreamTrips is going to be the future of where I retire in. And I just think it's a lifestyle that everybody wants to get to. The trips are fantastic. The people are really fantastic people as well. So you're in a good company. And there's a great system that's coming in now with the extra motivation and personal development and stuff like that. So DreamTrips for me is just something I'll be working on consistently. Some weeks I have a lot of time and I can spend a lot of time on it. Then other weeks I only have a very short amount of time. So if you plan your day-to-day scheduling and just squeeze in an hour here, 2 hours there, 3 hours there, you'll be surprised how much of a reward you get out of just doing little lumps of time where you can. And then eventually I'll be in a position where I can go full time. But that's how I've been building the business, and I find it very fantastic and a very, I don't know, it's just one of those things that when you do a dream trip, you just don't want to stop doing a dream trip. So they're fantastic rewards just in the trips alone. And there's compensation. There's so many things that come with this. It is a club. It is a travel club, and it's absolutely fantastic. So that's what I'm about with DreamTrips.
Awesome, Chris. Thank you so much for sharing. Well, I know you have to be on the tools today rather than traveling and touring around. And guys, Chris is also the most fun tour guide ever. He's hilarious to travel with. So thanks for sharing, legend. Appreciate you. And have a great day on the tools.
See you guys. Have a great day.
You too, Dylan. And
Bye-bye.
next, I'm going to throw to Mr. Jeff Ross. So Jeff, I've known for 14 years. He and I used to work together at the National College of Business. So I was the head business coach, and Jeff was the king of business development. And I know that you used to pound the pavement and go door to door and talk to business owners. And then you had your own e-commerce business and made $1 million pretty much overnight, which was its own story. But I feel so truly honored and blessed to be able to partner with Jeff in this business. And just real quick before I throw to Jeff, just a teeny tiny little story. I know that there'll be a lot of you who've gone out and you've shared this business. And maybe you've felt really disheartened because people have said no. And here's the thing, you've got to give this the magical ingredient of time. And so I actually joined DreamTrips 8.5 years ago. And when I joined, it was massive. We had millions of members. And, I got really excited. I shared it with a bunch of my people. And Jeff was one of the very first people that I shared it with. And at the time, Jeff said no, because it just wasn't the right timing for him and his family. He had a lot going on. And, I didn't get mad at him. I didn't get upset at him. I didn't go, that's it. If you're not joining, blah, 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 blah. Like, he just said no. And that's okay. And we maintained our friendship. And of course, I was a product of the product, and I kept going on DreamTrips and I kept sharing it on social media. And then, of course, COVID hit and no one could travel. And the whole world got shut down, including DreamTrips. It stopped. And I was devastated. I felt like I was, I don't know, like I'd lost my right arm, not being able to travel, but not even not being able to travel, not being able to have that connection and community with our Dream Trippers. Like, they were my DreamTrips family. And so on the other side of the pandemic, when I got word that Mark and Tammy Smith had purchased DreamTrips and they were, bringing it back, and asked if I'd be part of the pre-launch team, like, I was like, I am in. This was like a dream come true for me to have a second chance at DreamTrips. And so we had a 6-month pre-launch. And when I did my first Facebook post to say that DreamTrips was coming back and who wants to be on this journey with me, I didn't even have to present to my mate here, Jeff Ross. He just messaged me and said, OMG, I am in. So 8.5, no, well, it wasn't 8.5 years. It would have been about 7 years later. And now Jeff is one of our top global leaders. And just one more piece, Jeff, I know when you first started this, like, you really struggled. And we all struggle at the beginning. I remember when I started, I totally sucked. And what I love about Jeff is he just was continuously consistent. He plugged into all the training calls. He was coachable. And now Jeff's one of our top global recruiters, one of our top global leaders. And we've had a bunch of dream trips together, and just absolutely love and appreciate your leadership. And I love watching you grow. And I love going on dream trips with you. So, Jeffrey Ross, over to you.
Looking forward to the next one. Where is the next one going to be, I wonder?
With Sundays.
Sundays coming up in October. So yeah, as Kylie shared, we've known each other for quite some time. We've worked each other on and off with National College of Business and now Dream Trips. And before that, we were in a business coaching academy online too as well. And I was just reflecting there, and over the decade plus, I've had spurts of success in my story. And when I was working for the NCB, I was a gun at going out there and pounding the pavement and setting up the chats and the sales calls and all that sort of thing. And I did that quite successfully for 2 years. E-commerce I've done, I just was done quite successfully. And now I feel like I've cracked the code with becoming one of the top global recruiters for DreamTrips. And there's little things in there, like little nuggets, little clues come along the way. And we can get in our heads and we want things faster, and we want to just try and run with this. And in my case, at the beginning of it all, I wanted to try and automate it, get me out of the way. And that doesn't work. This is network marketing business. At the end of the day, you've got to have that human to human, H to H, heart to heart contact to be able to connect and really relate with people. And the little things are like, first off, it's the routine is, as Chris said, even if you're just doing it part-time or if you're doing it full-time like myself, make sure that you chunk out blocks in your calendar that you're going to commit to, doing the actions that are required to succeed. And at the times I've done that, that's what I've taken off like a rocket ship. And I'm just sort of, I'm mentioning this because I want to help you, the listener, who's to shorten your learning curve. Like I'm really big focused on team building at the moment, and making heroes. Being the hero maker, not the hero of the story. And there's been 4 key sort of really aspects that I feel that we need to master when we start this game. A lot of us sort of, just get in and we scramble our feet and we just reach out to everybody. I'm being guilty of it, doing the puppy dog jumping up and down up your leg, trying to get people's attention and just having people run for the hills. It's an exciting product. It's travel. Who wouldn't want to know how to save on travel? But the thing is we need to learn how to slow it down and bring it back to the heart. And the 4 key areas that I feel that we need to master, and when we first start this, is the first one is learn the art of rapport. Learn the art of connecting. And there's something special when you can connect with someone on a heart-to-heart level, and then everything else just becomes easy from there. The next thing is learning the art of how to pique people's interest. And putting little hooks out there to create curiosity to get them to come to you and ask questions. The third thing I would say is learning how to be the art of be a qualifier, learn the art of qualification. There's no point promoting your pitch or your offer until you know that it's a good fit for someone. Put your hands up if you've been guilty of sharing that link too early or sharing that pitch too often, too early. I know I've been there. And then the fourth one, I'd say this is more of a bonus sort of master skill, but it's one that you acquire over the years and over the time that you do this. And Kylie is a master at this, and myself, I've learned to acquire the skill. And that fourth one would be attraction marketing on social media. So if you could acquire those 4 skills and just focus on the actions on acquiring those 4 skills, I believe that you can be successful in any business model, especially network marketing. So my encouragement for you is to go and just get out of the overwhelm, get out of your head, and just sit down and go, okay, what do I need to do to break it down? Because this whole business is like eating an elephant, right? And the old saying is, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So focus on establishing the basic fundamentals, and then you can go from there. And I guess what I really want to share today is just to slow it down and come back to the basics.
Oh, look at you go, Jeff Ross. Oh my goodness. I'm just in awe of how much you've grown. And, that was I think the big thing that I want to talk about today is that this is a process. It's a journey, and it's about enjoying the prizes and the blessings and the lessons along the way. And I think one of the things that I really found about this journey in network marketing, and look, I have mainly only been with one company, and I say that my heart has always been with DreamTrips. In the pandemic, when DreamTrips was no more, I did dabble and tried to find another company, and I looked at 3. I was in each one of them for like a hot minute. And it just didn't resonate with me because DreamTrips was my first company. DreamTrips was my benchmark. And, there's so many great companies out there. There really is. And, I'm a customer of about 50 different product-based companies. And for me, I didn't want to be like, I don't have the face of a supermodel. I did not want to be selling beauty products because yes, I use them, but even that, like, I'm a crazy fun mermaid. For me, the best makeup you can wear is your smile and salty, messy mermaid hair. And then you've got all the health and wellness based products. And look, full transparency, I was in the health and wellness industry in traditional business for 20 years. I was a personal trainer, a group fitness instructor, a gym manager. I bought my first club, I franchised, and I grew that to a group of 13 gyms. I was speaker on stage at, all of the top health and fitness expos and weight loss conventions. But again, I'm not exactly a size 8 supermodel. And I always felt that, I couldn't promote those products because I hadn't gotten the result. I was still a work in progress. But when it came to our product, I can travel like the best of them. I'm a pro at traveling and I love to have fun. Like, I am a pro at having fun. And you know what I really, really, really love about DreamTrips? You don't have to sell it because we go on holidays. We have fun. You don't have to convince people. Like, it's something that people already want anyway, which I absolutely love. So for me, I see DreamTrips as a way that we just get to help people create the life of their dreams. And everybody already wants that. And we've got to think, if we come back, and Jeff has shared so much gold today, if we think about a sales process, people buy for one of two reasons. They buy for pleasure, so they buy something that they want, and they also buy to avoid pain. So what's the pain? What's the thing then? And I see DreamTrips as the perfect solution for both of those things. It's already something that we have inside of us. We all want to have fun. We all want adventure. We all want to explore. And if we come back to our core human needs, and Tony Robbins talks about these, so not the Maslow hierarchy of needs, we're going to talk about our core human needs. So one of those is certainty. People need to know when they wake up, the sun's going to come up, and at night, the sun's going to go down. We want to know that we're going to get paid on a certain date. And when it comes to DreamTrips, we provide certainty to our members because they know that they can go on a dream trip and everything's going to be done for them, that they're going to be completely looked after. They know that we're going to rock up every single Friday morning and we're going to have an absolute incredible training call to support our people. So we give people that first human need of certainty. But then our second human need is uncertainty. Variety is the spice of life. So DreamTrips provides variety because it gets people out of the rut. When we're living Groundhog Day, doing the same thing over and over, it's why traveling and recreate yourself with recreation holidays are the number one best thing that you can do for your health. Holidays are the number one thing that you can do for productivity. Like, think about it. When you've got a holiday booked, I can be the world's best procrastinator. But when I've got a holiday, oh my goodness, the capacity that we have that week or two before a holiday to get everything done and smashed out and ready so you can go away. And then just think the level of your productivity 24 hours before you go away. Like, you do like a week's worth of stuff in 24 hours, right? Or is that just me? So it's incredible. So, and then we go on this holiday and we just have the time of our life and it's amazing. And we go to all these different destinations and we do all these different experiences. That gives us variety. It mixes up that day-to-day Groundhog Day. And it always gives us something to look forward to in the future. And that's why I always say, as soon as you go on a dream trip, you got to book another dream trip. Or if, financially you're not in a position to do that yet, at least pick, where are you going next? And I'm going to talk in a moment about our next transformation trip, our first transformation trip, which is going to be in December. I cannot wait to go on that trip. I've already got a brand new place. So I've been to Bali 9 times. I love Bali. And we are planning for my birthday in March, a Bali dream trip. But that's the certainty. Been to Bali, love Bali, been there before. But the variety, I want to see something new and different. And there's a beautiful place, look it up, called Nusa Penida. And oh my goodness, it is stunning. So I'm so excited to be able to experience that. So you've got the certainty, you've got that uncertainty or variety. So then our third core human need is significance. We all want to feel important. We all want to feel like we matter. And unfortunately, in today's online world, and, you know, Jeff touched on automation, you know, we're taking away that significance and everyone just suddenly feels like a number because everything's just online. Now, look, Jeff and I, we have done a lot of stuff online together. We've built online sales and marketing funnels, and through copywriting and video and so forth, you know, you want to create it that they feel like they're important, but it's not the same. It's not the same. You know, that belly to belly or being able to have a conversation, a connected conversation with someone is so important, to be able to have them feel significant, to have them feel important. And I love, again, with our DreamTrips community, everyone feels important. No one gets left behind. And, you know, for me, I was always the misfit. I don't know if you can relate. You know, when I was at school, I wasn't cool enough to be one of the cool kids, but I was too cool to be one of the nerds. I wasn't nerdy enough to be one of the nerdy kids. And I was too good to be one of the naughty kids because I didn't fit into that realm either. But I also, you know, was too naughty to be one of the nerdy kids. And I was really sporty, but I wasn't sporty enough to be in the elite sporty crew. And so I was kind of like this misfit that just kind of didn't really fit in anywhere. And I really struggled at school. And yes, I had friends, but I just felt like I was the black sheep. And I'm definitely the black sheep in my family. I've just always been that person that, you know, oh goodness, Kyles, you are too much, or oh, you're a dreamer, or oh, you're whatever, right? And this community, I get to feel significance and important because it's the first time in my life I actually feel like I fit in. And I love that. Everyone is made to feel special and important. And so then our fourth core human need is love and connection. As a human, we crave love and connection. We want to connect with people. And of course, with the pandemic, we had 3 years of everyone's in isolation and completely disconnected. So we've got a completely disconnected world. And then we have these things, our phones. Oops, excuse me. Oh, hopefully I muted out in time for that one. So I'm allergic to technology. Look, technology is fantastic. I love technology because it does leverage our time. But these things can be a connection killer. And let's just start with your family. How many families don't sit down together for a meal now? Or if they do sit down together for a meal, they're all on these things. So we have a rule in our family. When we sit down every night, we come together for a meal and we put these things down and we have a conversation. And we even have 3 questions that we ask each other. There's only me and my 2 kiddos. And so we say, what are we grateful for the day? And we share what was our highlight of the day. And then we acknowledge each other. What's one thing that we can acknowledge each other for? And we acknowledge ourselves as well. And, you know, that connected conversation, you know, knowing that you feel loved. I make sure that at night I go in and I say goodnight to my kiddos. You know, I've got teenagers, they love to be in their room. I go in, I give them a cuddle, I have a conversation with them so that they know that they're loved before they go to sleep at night. You know, people crave love and connection. And as a single mom, if I didn't have dream trips, I'd be traveling on my own. And I've traveled on my own. I've traveled all over the world on my own. But traveling on my own versus traveling with dream trips, again, is chalk and cheese, because you have that instant circle of beautiful people where you have that instant connection. And I love our dream trippers. So you get that love and connections. There are 4 core human needs, but then we have these 2 next level higher power needs. And one of those is contribution. We all have a need of contribution where we get to contribute to someone else. We get to help and serve another. And, you know, when I was a young girl as a Girl Guide, I made a promise to do my best and help other people. And I love with Dream Trips, this vehicle that we get to help other people. You know, on this call, Jeff and I are filling our tanks with contribution because we know we're contributing to you. But it's the ripple effect, because with us contributing to you right now, you're going to then go and contribute. And this is going to make a difference in your life and your family and your community. And that ripple effect is incredible. We've got one lady who has just literally joined our team a week ago. And beautiful shout out to Jessica. Love you, beautiful lady. She found me through social media, and her goal, and she is like so clear. Her goal, her vision is world peace. Like, just let that sit with you for a moment. She has joined Dream Trips as a vehicle to create world peace. Imagine if everybody did that. Like, that's contribution at the absolute highest, right? So what is your contribution? How do you want to serve? How do you want to help others? You know, we take Hawaii right now. You know, Maui was burnt to the ground, and Dream Trips has, you know, figured out how to directly find a family and sponsor families so that, you know, as a collective, as our Dream Trips community, we can all donate. It might even just be $5, $10, or, you know, donate a prayer. And everyone has, you know, poured into the Maui community. Like, that's amazing. And for me, you know, I have such a huge why. Yes, I, you know, want to set up my beautiful kiddos as a single mum. You know, I don't want them to be disadvantaged being on a single income versus, you know, a family with two incomes. But ultimately, I'd love to build villages all around the world for people when they do hit adversity, that they've got somewhere that, you know, they can go and rebuild themselves. And so there are so many ways that you can be a contribution and help others. But here in this community, we build leaders. And every single day, you will have the opportunity to be able to contribute to another person. And we look at, you know, when you come into our team, what are your strengths? What's your genius zone? What's your superpower? You know, how can you contribute to the group? And honestly, that contribution, it gives you purpose, you know, and most people in life, they don't have that. And our last core human need, and this is something that's really dear to myself and Jeff, and that is personal growth. It's learning. And just think about it. Like, when you learn something new, like, you know, we've all heard knowledge is power. Well, I say applied knowledge is power. But when we learn something new, like, we're so excited, we're fired up, we feel good, we're motivated. And that's one of our core human needs. And that's why I'm so freaking excited. Like, I've been with Dream Trips for 8.5 years. I love Dream Trips. This is my home. I want to do Dream Trips for the rest of my life because it is freaking awesome. But now to combine our brand new Transform Plus membership, where we have an online learning portal, like, I've invested close to $400,000 in personal development, coaches, programs, you know, education, all the things over my lifetime. And now we're creating this because as Dream Trips, we're all about helping you to be the best version of you, to live your best life. And your life is a reflection of you. So we know for you to be able to live your absolute best life, you got to grow, because if we're not growing, we're rotting and dying. And so I'm always looking for new ways to learn and grow. What book am I going to listen to next? You know, who's my next mentor? Who can I learn from? And I'm always looking at a mentor who's the next level from me. You know, someone who has the income, the success, the lifestyle, the results, but also someone who has the values that inspire me, you know, someone who does everything with love and integrity, you know, someone who I aspire to be like, not someone who I aspire to be, because I want to, it's in my whole thing is to be the best version of me, and you should be too. You don't want to be like Chris Cummins. You don't want to be like Jeff Ross. You don't want to be like KickAss Kylie. You want to be the best version of you, but you're taking, you know, those little pieces from each of those people, which all contribute to building you into the best version of you. And so our Transform Plus membership subscription now for just $80 a month is insane. But of course, you refer 4, you pay no more. So my Transform subscription's free. And I now get access to this online portal with the absolute best education on the planet, like for $80 a month, or get 4 and it's free. Like, that is insane value. People would pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for that sort of information. And kicking off this week, we have our first online program with our Transform Plus membership. And yes, I'm going to show, I've got us on speaker view. I'm going to change the view so you can see Jeff doing his happy dance as well. We are so excited because our mentor is the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Johnny Wimbrey. And if you jump onto YouTube and look up Johnny Wimbrey, like Swing the Bat was one of his famous trainings. I used to watch this man on stage in awe. You know, I remember being in a crowd with thousands and thousands of people, and this man is just got the entire crowd, like, just moved, touched, moved and inspired, like absolutely such a powerful inspiration. But he walks his talk, and you just got to be on a call with Johnny, and you're not the same person when you jump on. It's like he just gets into your soul and you just breathes fire into your belly and gets your heart racing, and you just can't help but be in action. You can't help but be a better version of you every time you hear this man speak. And so he is launching Entrepreneur Mastery for all of our Transform Plus members. So seriously, like, I would say that this would be worth $10,000, like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, to be able to access Johnny Wimbrey for $80, to be able to do this and then, you know, refer 4 and get, oh my gosh, it just blows my mind. And, you know, if you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to create success, success leaves clues. So you want to follow other people. And for me, you know, I shouldn't probably share this online, but I'm going to anyway. I've lost it. Here we go. My new password, I don't know if you can see that, $1 million months. That's my new password, because you know what? That's possible. That is possible with our new comp plan that we have just launched. Now, for some of you, I know that you're going to have a money block and you're going to be like, $1 million a month. That's ridiculous. Who needs $1 million a month? I don't need $1 million a month. But just think of the impact and the difference and the contribution that you can be if you're making $1 million a month. Like, I could help so many women who have had their partners have an affair and leave them with absolutely nothing. And when they're broken, and the system doesn't support them, to know that I can help another family so they didn't have to go through what I went through, that's pretty powerful. And Jeff and I have both had our boys in hospital for an extended period of time this year, where we were able to be by their side. But you know what? When I was in that hospital, a lot of kids didn't have that because their parents had to work. They couldn't afford not to be there. Or one parent was there and it was such a stress and a struggle. You know, imagine to be able to support people in that situation so that you can take away the financial stress so that they can just be there to help their child heal and you know, get through whatever it is that they're going through. You know, there are so many different incredible causes in the world. And I know that people say money isn't everything, but my gosh, it's up there with oxygen, and it certainly does fix most problems. So I have massive goals with this business. And I know that Johnny Wimbrey is my mentor because he has already exceeded $1 million months. So you got to find someone who's already achieved what you want to achieve in life and then have them be your mentor. So we are so freaking excited for our new Transform Plus membership. So for those of you watching, if you're already a member, I encourage you to upgrade. And if financially that's a stretch, here's what I promise you. When you upgrade and then you start this journey, this entrepreneur mastery with Johnny Wimbrey, it's going to pay for itself 1,000 times over. Like, I promise you that, because you're going to be different and you're going to act differently. And so if $80 is a stretch, well, look at what can you cut out. Like in April this year, I haven't completely cut it out, but I have 99% cut out alcohol out of my life. I've saved a fortune. Like, oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. But now, that's now available to go into a Transform Plus membership, and then start sharing that, invite others to be a part of Entrepreneur Mastery with you, because if you can't change your friends, you got to change your friends. And when you start to grow, sometimes your friends, it's like crabs in a bucket. They're going to pull you down and try and keep you small. So encourage your friends, invite them to come along for this journey with you so that they can be the best version of themselves. And then you can all go do this together. And I feel so truly blessed. I have got all of my besties are a part of this program. Jeff, Chris, Kath and Kerry, like just Georgie, like just Bron, just so freaking blessed that I have all of my best friends in the world are actually a part of this program. And we get to travel together. We get to grow together. We get to make an impact together. And that's so freaking cool. So they are our 6 core human needs. And I love that DreamTrips fulfills on all 6 of those. Now, I don't know if you've heard of Tony Robbins. He's kind of a big deal. He's one of the biggest, most successful coaches, transformational coaches on the planet. And, when he trains this, he says our world is so unfulfilled right now that out of those 6, if someone has got just 3 of those core human needs fulfilled, it is so euphoric. It would be like you're on the biggest high, like you've just, and I'm sorry to talk about drugs, this is such a weird analogy, but supposedly being on the biggest high, like euphoric, like incredible, high on life. So when you join DreamTrips, you get all 6 of those. And, people look at me all the time and go, Coles, what drugs are you on? You're like, freaking, you're on happy drugs. Like, you can't be that happy all the time. And hey, I'm human. I have my moments, but I am happy because I'm so fulfilled. I have the most incredible life. But you know what? The best part is helping others to have that. For me to go on a dream trip to Hawaii with Jeff Ross and him stand up like this excited little kid and go, oh my God, I just saw it. I just swam with a turtle. That was amazing. And to have other people come up to me and go, oh my goodness, like this was the best holiday of my entire life. Even our owners, Mark and Tammy Smith, I teamed up with Chris Cummins and we went, we took them on Gurry to see Mahino Wreck and Eli Creek. We saw dingoes, we saw whales breaching, we saw a massive shark feeding frenzy. It was insane. And they're just like, oh my gosh, like we're in sensory overload. This is like the best day of our life. I just got goosebumps. I'm getting tears in my eyes. To be able to give this to people is amazing. And when I hear people that, they haven't been on a holiday for 10 years because they can't afford it, they don't have time, they're too busy, they're blah, 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 insert your thing, that breaks my heart because I know how fucking awesome it feels when you go on a holiday and when you go on a holiday with the people that you love and you make memories. And so I'm just going to come back to one more piece. When my daughter was 6, we were opening our 13th gym and I was a workaholic. I was attached to my phone, my computer. There was always something to do. I was up at 5 a.m. I'd be asleep at 11, just working around the clock. I had a full-time nanny to look after my kids. And my daughter at 6 said, Mum, all you ever do is work. You're always on the computer. You're always on the phone. It's 6. And with those beautiful baby blue eyes and her beautiful little face, she looked up to me and she said, Mummy, when are we going to have the fun, Mum? When are we going to go on holidays? And that was like a knife through my heart. She dropped me to my tears. Dropped me to my knees, reduced me to tears. And I just hugged her and I sobbed because I realized that I had made work my life. And the impact of that was my family. And, people say my kids are my world. I'll do anything for my kids. Well, are you? Or are you just missing it like I was? And I'm so freaking grateful to my daughter. I missed the first 6 years of my kid's life, but I made a decision in that freaking moment that I would be the fun mum, that I would be present, and I was going to figure out a way as a family that I could get paid to travel the world and make memories and make up for that time that we'd lost. Because the one thing that you're never going to get back is your time. And within a year, I was able to take my kids out of school. We traveled full time for 3 years prior to the pandemic. And, you know, for my daughter's 9th birthday, she got to swim with turtles, cuddle a koala. I've got a photo of her with this giant Maori wrasse that's bigger than her here on the Great Barrier Reef. You know, we traveled extensively through New Zealand. We did Papua New Guinea. We traveled the entire east coast of Australia. We lived in resorts and we were living the dream thanks to DreamTrips. So what's your dream? Because most of us have just settled for average. We've sold out on our dreams. It's, you know, we've just been knocked down so many times. Life has become too hard. And when you do what the system tells you to do, go to school, get good grades, get a good job, you are stuck in the system. You're stuck in the rat race. And if nothing changes, nothing changes. So my encouragement to you watching this video right now is DreamTrips might not be for you, and that's cool. I'm not here to sell you DreamTrips. DreamTrips is freaking awesome, and I'm going to get paid to go on holidays with my friends, and we're all going to create an incredible passive income with or without you. But here's my thing. If it's not this, what is it? Because you got to do something, or you're going to die miserable, time poor, and you're not going to live the life that you want. And there are so many opportunities out there. I've seen thousands of them. I get pitched lots and lots of them every single day. And hand on heart, DreamTrips is the best freaking thing on the planet. So guys, thank you for watching our Hour of Power today. Such a true honor to be on this journey with you. I hope that you've got some gold nuggets today. Please let us know in the comments below what was your number one aha moment. But more importantly, you know, like I said, knowledge is not power, applied knowledge is power. So from watching this call, what's the big life-changing decision that you're going to make? What's the one piece of action? You know, what's your vision? What do you want to create? Because thoughts become things. So create your vision for your life, for your family. What's the legacy that you want to leave? It's time for you to step the fuck up. It's time for you to create bigger dreams, to create a bigger impact. You'll have a bigger income. You will have more time. You have more freedom, more fun, and more fulfillment living your life on purpose. So guys, thank you for watching. We love and appreciate you. If you're seeing this and you are not currently a DreamTrips member, get back to myself, Jeff Ross, Chris Cummins, whoever it is that resonates with you, or get back to the person who shared this video. So we look forward to welcoming you to our DreamTrips community. And more importantly, we can't wait to meet you somewhere on a dream trip on the beaches of the world.